Holmes. How you doing?
How you?
I'm doing good. What's your name?
I'm Reggie Stanfield.
Hi, Mr. Stanfield. Looking pretty sharp there.
Well, thank you, Donnie.
Can we help save some homes?
We most certainly can. I came up here with my PowerPoint slides and my notes, and I'm humbled to be on this panel with the people that you have in this room that's doing things for people in this community.
Well, you do stuff too.
Well, as the director of foreclosure prevention programs for the state of Maryland, I'm primarily responsible for getting the funds out to the various organizations that people go to when they run into trouble with their mortgages. So we have a network of like 39 housing counseling organizations across the state of Maryland, and we have a network of 9 legal services providers that when people get in troubles with their home, when people get in trouble with their home, they can go to one of these organizations and get the type of help they need, informed help.
Now, I am of the belief that Maryland, and I don't know that the state brags on this, but I am of the belief that Maryland has done more work on mortgage foreclosure prevention than any other state in America.
I have no idea.
Well, okay.
But that's a good point to look up to see how much Maryland has done.
It's absolutely. Maryland has been in the top 5 in a whole lot of categories.
I've watched
in the
it.
nation.
Yeah.
We have always had a program that other states have looked at. When I look at my staff and they're working hard every day, I tell them, raise your head up out the weeds and understand that for a small state, we compare very often to places like California and Florida where the problem is even bigger. Maryland has been very effective in delivering foreclosure prevention services.
And to his credit, I've seen not just the state and the elected officials, but also Congressman Elijah Cummings. I know he has done a number of foreclosure prevention workshops.
From the very beginning, Congressman Cummings has walked with us. We started this struggle in 2007.
I remember.
He's been there since day one.
You've touched lives.
We touch lives. I sit in the office and I shuffle paper and I hand out money and that type of thing. But at the end of the day, I tell my staff, I tell the people that I work with, I tell the housing counselors, it's not about your burden, what you have to do. It's about the people on the other side of that transaction. It's not files, it's not cases, it's not something you got to do. It's people and their homes. And you have to understand that, you got to realize that.
Can you tell us a success story?
Well, we have elderly people who very often are put in a position of not being able to pay their homes.
Fixed
small
income.
things, fixed income, small. So, it's 20,000 success stories, what we call positive outcomes, where people have not been particularly able to figure out how to do it, but our counseling network has been able to show them, this is what you got to do. This is how you got to fill out the paperwork. This is who you got to call. But you have elderly people. You have people who have. One of the most touching is when you had a lady who was dying, and all she wanted to do was die in the house, and went to this network, and our counselors were able to intercede with the bank and make sure that that woman was able to stay in her home until she died, and that's the type of thing that makes a difference to me.
You get ready to make me cry, so let me not, because there were some institutions that took advantage of people who were down and out.
There are still.
I won't name the name because I don't know your relationship with them, but there were some banks that were being sued by the city, by the state. They just weren't doing right by people, and too many of them look like the people in this room.
Absolutely. It's not a secret. There are 5 large banks that
Wells Fargo
had to fork over a lot of money. They've had big settlements, little settlements, and ongoing settlements with the various attorney generals across the nation, the various jurisdictions in order to compensate.
And I'm hard on our elected officials, but to my knowledge, our elected officials jumped all over these banks and let them know this will not be tolerated.
They were in it from the beginning as well.
Absolutely.
I saw that, so I didn't see that was real.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's good stuff.
Certainly. But there are still people out here trying to take advantage. At the very beginning, it was about maybe predatory loans, and it's about how quickly people could take your homes. Maryland started off at the very beginning, and taking care of that short timeline. At the very beginning of the foreclosure crisis, you could lose your home in under 30 days. Now, we put laws
Are
in
you
effect.
serious, man?
Absolutely, under 30 days at the very beginning. So Maryland went forward and said, look, no, you can't do that. So we've extended that timeline. But